Hello everybody. Today we are going to start a new chapter that is biological classification. So in this chapter today we are going to study about the history of classification. How was the classification of organism began? हैन organisms को classification कसरी चाहिँ सुरु भएको थियो? Organisms लाई चाहिँ कसले सबभन्दा पहिला classify गरेको थियो? About that we will study. Okay, at first organism were classified by a scientist named एरिस्टोटल कसले चाहिँ क्लासिफाई गरेको थिएछ एरिस्टोटलले क्लासिफाई गरेको थियो एट फर्स्ट organisms were classified by the Aristotle. Is that clear? And he classified the organisms in कुन चाहिँ सिस्टममा भन्दाखेरि that is two kingdom system. He classified the organism in two kingdom system. Is that clear? And what are those two kingdom system? त्यो के हो भन्दाखेरि they were plantae and number 2 is animalia. Plantae भन्नु मतलब all the plants he class grouped in plantae and all the animals he grouped in animalia. Is that clear? So that means he classified only the plants and the animals. अरु कुनै पनि ग्रुपहरु थिएन. Is that clear? अब in the same way another scientist came. फेरि अर्को scientist आएको छ. The same another scientist came. The name of that scientist was Linus भन्ने scientist आएको छ who also classified the organism in two kingdom system. He also classified the organism in two kingdom system and those two kingdom systems were हामीलाई थाहा छ they are plantae and next one is number 2 is animalia. That means these two scientists who classify the organisms in the category of plants and animals only. हैन अब ड्रब्याक के छ भन्दाखेरि these two scientists all the unicellular organisms comes under plants, all the unicellular organisms comes under animals. There is no correct place for unicellular organism. That's why अब यही कुरालाई करेक्ट गर्नु लागि another scientist came. अझै एउटा साइन्टिस्ट आएको छ र त्यो साइन्टिस्ट चाहिँ को हो भन्दा who was that scientist? That scientist was EARNST Ernest Haeckel. Ernest Haeckel भन्ने एउटा साइन्टिस्ट आयो जसले organismsलाई क्लासिफाई गर्यो कुन चाहिँ सिस्टममा भन्दाखेरि three kingdom systemमा. Who classified the organism in three kingdom system. Is that clear? And that three kingdom system in that three kingdom system के थियो भन्दाखेरि अब यो दुईटामा युनिसेलुलर organisms को जग्गा थिएन नि त हैन नि. सो त्यो सिस्टममा चाहिँ युनिसेलुलर organisms को लागि जग्गा थियो र त्यो जग्गा चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि so another category came protists. Protista. कुरा बुझ्नु होला नि. So that means he kept unicellular organisms in protista. Then after that plants plantae. Yes or no? Then after that animals animalia. Yes or no? So this is the three kingdom system which was proposed by Ernest Haeckel, where we will get a separate place for the unicellular organism that is protist. कुरा बुझ्नु होला नि जहाँनिर चाहिँ unicellular organisms को लागि चाहिँ जग्गा थियो. Is that clear? अब एउटा कुरा के भयो ड्रब्याक अब यसमा पनि ड्रब्याक के भयो भन्दाखेरि here also what happened unicellular organisms को लागि जग्गा त थियो नि. Yes or no? But कतिवटा unicellular organisms यस्तो पनि थियो one cell made of one cell where the nuclear members the cells do not have well developed nuclear membrane. कतिवटा organisms को well developed कतिवटा unicellular organisms को well developed nuclear membrane थियो भने कतिवटा organisms को well developed nuclear membrane थिएन. Is that clear? भनेपछि आफू well developed nuclear membrane लाई एउटापट्टि well developed nuclear membrane नभएकोलाई अर्कोपट्टि. Yes or no? त्यसै कारणले another scientist came. कुरा बुझ्नु होला नि. The name of that scientist चाहिँ के थियो भन्दाखेरि Copeland भन्ने another scientist came who classified the organism in four kingdom system. Who classified the organism in four kingdom system. र four kingdom system भने सायद बुझ्नु भयो होला कि where these unicellular organisms are being differentiated. Yes or no? र त्यो चाहिँ के differentiate भन्दाखेरि the organisms which have unicellular organisms which have well developed nuclear membrane, they comes under another group, and they do not have well developed nuclear membrane will comes under one group. भनेपछि अब एउटा ग्रुप थपियो मोनेरा, where the unicellular organisms they do not have well developed membrane लाई चाहिँ कहाँ राखिदियो मोनेरा, जसलाई हामी के भन्छौँ भन्दाखेरि prokaryotes भनेर भन्छु. Yes or no? Prokaryotes means those organisms they do not have well developed nuclear membrane. So these unicellular organisms that do not have well developed nuclear membrane like कहाँनिर हाल्यो उले मोनेरामा, र which have well developed nuclear membrane will comes under the protista, जसलाई हामी eukaryotes भनेर भन्छौँ. This you have learned in class 9 also. Yes or no? After that, other category will be the same, that is plantae, and the third one is plantae, and the fourth one is animalia. So here कोपल्यान्डले प्रपोज गरेको क्लासिफिकेसनमा चाहिँ फोर किङडम सिस्टममा one category was added, that was Monera. Is that clear? Okay. अब यसमा पनि अझै ड्रब्याक के भेट्यो भन्दाखेरि there is no place for the organisms that depends on dead organisms, saprophytes भन्छौँ नि त, जस्तो हामी मसरुम्सहरु खान्छौँ that used to live on the dead organisms. Okay न, भनेपछि organisms that depends on other organisms. Yes or no? Dead organisms especially. For that organisms there were no separate place. त्यहाँनिर separate place थिएन भनेपछि अब another scientist came, जसलाई हामी के भन्छौँ भन्दाखेरि he was the first scientist, जसलाई हामी Whittaker भनेर भन्छौँ, who gave 5 kingdom classification. 5 kingdom system of classification was given by Whittaker, र RH Whittaker भनेर भन्छु, र यही 5 kingdom system को बारेमा चाहिँ we'll study in this chapter. अब यो 5 kingdom system के रहेछ, let's see. The first one तिम्रो आइहाल्यो, मोनेरै आयो. मोनेरामा को आउँछ, who will come? Prokaryotes that do not have well developed nuclear membrane, isn't it? त्यहाँनिर आयो तिम्रो protist या protista, protists या protista को आउँछ eukaryotes, they have well developed nuclear membrane. Okay, nuclear membrane well developed हुन्छ. त्यहाँनिर आयो एउटा नयाँ क्याटेगोरी अब छुट्टिँदैछ, त्यो चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि that is the fungi. That means fungi भनेको चाहिँ के हो, all saprophytes that used to come here, that depends on dead organisms, used to come in this fungi. अब आयो फेरि fourth मा same हो. Fourth one is plantae. Then the fifth one is Animalia. So this is the 5 kingdom system which was proposed by Whittaker. So about this 5 kingdom system we have to study in this chapter. Is that clear? र अब characteristics of these 5 categories, यो 5 वटा categories को characteristics will study in the coming lectures. So आजलाई यति, फेरि भेटौँला. Thank you very much.